You know, I think I'll make a video about Bubsy because what could possibly go wrong? This video may or may not get hate, and I want you to reason with me on this one. I know Bubsy is a well-hated franchise that somehow came back not once, not twice, but recently 4 times. In order, we have the Woolly Strike Back, Paws on Fire, the Bubsy Collection, and Bubsy 4D, which isn't going to happen for another year. Now, I'm sure someone who doesn't exactly know my channel very well or know me at all. Well, first of all, hi, I'm just basically the bluey guy. Secondly, why the fuck am I making a video about Bubsy despite it being well-hated? Well, here's a bit of a story. Not exactly like a long story, but a story in general. So around the late 2010s on YouTube, when I was starting to be a fan of Cat Icarus, I first found out about Bubsy because of one of his videos. There, done. Can I move on now? Nope, there's more to it. And that's pretty much it. And then it took me a while later to realize that Bubsy was actually a not exactly successful franchise. Oh yeah, also, I found out Bubsy at one point almost had a cartoon, and I did see the pilot not actually that long ago, and it's surprisingly solid. Even though I wanted to stop at the halfway point, but still, for what I saw, it was actually surprisingly solid. You know, if this and the Battletoads series actually happens, then maybe they would have gotten better reception. Well, I mean, sure, Battletoads did come back in 2020, but it's been 5 years, barely even 6 now, and still no game. Anyway, moving on. Even though I quickly forgot about this info about Bubsy, yeah, it's been forgotten mainly for a really long time. Sure, I would hear about him every once in a while, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, hey, wait, I remember this guy. And then when Paws on Fire came out on Switch, I was a little surprised actually to see this, but I didn't buy the game. Oh yeah, that's something I should clarify. I don't have any of Bubsy's games. I never once gave them a shot. I never thought about getting any of them, although I do plan on getting the collection now since that's going to be a thing. If it's on Switch or Switch 2, I'll get it, but I don't have a Switch 2 yet. But anyway, and recently, Bubsy 4D. I didn't see the trailer or anything, but it looks fine from what I could tell. I don't know, I just don't have a big opinion on it yet. And in fact, my friend John actually kind of helped me get into Bubsy. Why do I say that? Well, he actually told me that Bubsy 4D was actually going to make a comeback, although I'm pretty sure at the time he texted me, which was no more than maybe a month and a half ago, I thought I got a YouTube notification about it, like a release date trailer or something like that. And that's how I slowly became a relatively decent fan of Bubsy. I'm not super big into him or anything, and like I mentioned, I'm well aware his series technically sucks. But you know what? I will say this right here and now before we move on. If absolutely nothing else, I just like the character. That's it. Even if I don't play the games, I at least like the character. Oh yeah, you probably noticed that the Bubsy YouTube's plush image is actually in the thumbnail of this video. Yeah, no kidding, I actually paid for a YouTube's plush of him. I guess consider that the very first time I ever gave Bubsy my money. Not to mention, Bubsy is also pretty damn hilarious. Mainly in Bubsy 3D. I mean, what more do I even need to say on, oh look, an arrow! Aren't these game designers wonderful? No kidding, that's legitimately funny. Oh yeah, by the way, I know Bubsy 3D is definitely a notoriously bad game, and I could kind of understand with it, but I don't think it's that bad. Like, by looks alone, at least. I'm not really gonna have a lot to talk about for the games in general, but I don't know, I just felt like making a video saying, hey, look, guys, I like Bubsy, are you guys cool with it? And I'm probably gonna get a fair amount of my subscribers who are gonna be like, why the fuck do you like this character? But like always, and I want this to sink in, this is just simply my own opinion. I know Bubsy gets a lot of shit, and I can understand that, but, you know, there's stuff I like that people actually hate. And this is a good example, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it. Also, before I go, I just want to go off topic for a moment and actually say something. My videos are going to get changed from now on, because recently my phone got updated to iOS 26, and even though I'm on voice memos right now to actually record this like normal, when I actually try to share it on iMovie, whether it be by clicking the iMovie button, holding it down, and clicking the open an app, for some odd reason, my voice memo will not work. It won't transfer on it, so I'm just gonna have to either go back to the old way and just like record something on screen, or just record the whole thing in general, like on my app without even editing anything. Yeah, I know it's lazy, but you know, it's just what I do to get these videos done relatively quickly. Not by making the voice memo, but by transferring them to YouTube quickly. So I'll figure something out. I actually have a video about, well, Hidaki's Stirred Iceberg video that's actually done, but I just have to try and record it somehow. And also, I do plan on making a video about Moomin. That'll probably be right after this, though. Anyway, with all that being said out of the way, I'll see y'all later for you next time. And that's all, folks! Bubsy, you just quoted Bugs Bunny. So?